Hello everyone, welcome back to another informative video. So in this video I have something very important to explain to you and also to show you. You're actually seeing it already. So many of you might understand what is happening here, and likewise many of you might not have a clue. So what you are seeing here is a periwinkle plant, and I've done a video on this. Well, I've done a few videos on periwinkle plants in the past. So this is actually a periwinkle plant, and you're also seeing hands, and the black stuff that you're seeing on the leaves, those spot like those are actually aphids. Now you must be asking, why do we have hands and aphids on the leaf? Now the aphids are the ones that you need to be concerned about, because the aphids, they are actually sucking insects, right? The hands can be troublesome at times because some hands actually bite parts of your leaf, right, and damage your leaf surface area. You know, they take chunks of your leaf and move with it, and that can actually reduce photosynthesis and all of that. So but right here, the hands, they are not a problem. The aphids are the one to be concerned about, because they are actually sucking the sap of the plant, of the leaves, and this can cause the leaves to get chlorotic. They can eventually get necrotic, and then fall off, and you don't want that. So what you are witnessing here today, and if you have never seen aphids, or if you have never had an aphid infestation in your garden, I'm happy to be the first to actually show you how they look. Of course, you are not actually seeing them up very close, but as the video progresses, you will maybe get a better picture or view of what they look like close up. So what you are seeing here today is a relationship between the hands and the aphids. So the hands, they are not eating the aphids, but the aphids secrete a substance, a sugary substance that the plants are attracted to. The plants, that is what the plants are eating, that is what they are extracting from this relationship, right? And of course, I said it's a mutually beneficial relationship, because the hands, they are actually basically kind of, you know, protecting the aphids, and while getting that sugary substance, you know, from the aphids. And one of the thing is with aphids, this sugary substance that they secrete, if it lingers on your plant leaves, it can eventually cause a fungal infestation, right? It can cause growth of fungus, and then you will eventually have a fungal infection, and that would more be like a secondary infection, right? So first you have the sugary substance that aphid secretes, and then the fungus will basically grow on that, right? So the hands getting rid of the sugary substance is actually a good thing, and you shouldn't be so alarmed when you see like if you see aphids on your plants and you see ants along with the aphids, right? Because the ants are actually cleaning up that sugary substance that aphids are secreting. What you should worry about is the aphids themselves, because the aphids are the ones actually sucking the sap of your plant's leaves and kind of reducing the amount of assimilates or sugars that the plant is kind of pushing out to the different areas, the leaves and flowers and all of that. So the aphids are robbing the plant of some of that sugar. So the aphids are the one to worry about, and the ants are they are there kind of helping you to prevent any further secondary infection like any fungal disease, right? So this is a very important lesson, and you know, while looking on the ants working, you know, it is actually a good lesson. So as I said, whenever you see this happening, don't be alarmed, but you should also bear in mind that the ants, they are not getting rid of the aphids, so you would have to find other means now to get rid of them, whether you are going to use natural pesticide or you are going to use chemical insecticide or synthetic insecticide to get rid of the aphids. But once you have aphids, you need to get rid of them. And the thing is, when I come about to really see this is basically the ants. The ants, they are the first one thing I saw, and when I saw the ants, I know based off experience that, you know, it could be aphid infestation because of this sugary substance that the ants are attracted to, right? And I was saying to it could also be whitefly as well. So when I first saw it, I saw the ants first, and then when I saw the ants, I went a little bit closer and started looking, and I saw that the aphids were there, and these aphids were not there a few days, maybe about 5 days ago. They were not there, right? So this goes to show you that you need to be observant, you need to scout your garden, because if I was not looking and be observant, I would not have seen that I have this aphid infestation. And aphids, they can be vectors as well. They can transmit virus. So, you know, when you see these sucking insects, you want to get rid of them. But this video is just basically to teach you about the relationship between the aphid and the ants. This is the relationship at work. So if you have never seen it before, I'm happy to be the one to show you this relationship that exists between aphids and ants. But what would have been even better, I think, is if the ants would eat the aphids, because that would bring about a natural predator, right? The ants could be the predator of the aphids, and that would be very good, because they would help to clean up the aphids from the leaves and prevent you from using too much pesticides. So it would have been good if the ants would actually eat the aphids, you know. So instead of just consuming the sugary substance that the aphids excreting, you just eat the entire aphid. But I guess this is enough for them. The sugary substance is enough for them, and it is also beneficial to you as a gardener as well, because the ants is actually preventing this fungal secondary infection from occurring on your plants. Again, guys, right now I'm on my belly recording this video because it is a very important lesson, and it is one that I could not just allow to just pass. I had to share this with you because I know many of you have your gardens, and maybe you have never gotten an aphid infestation in your garden, and maybe you don't know what it is. So this is aphid infestation on periwinkle. Of course, they will attack your vegetables as well, and they are sucking insects. So they suck the sap of your plant, right? And they cause the leaf to really discolor, and then of course your plant will abort that leaf and all those things. So you want to ensure that you get rid of them. So as I said, the breeze is giving these hands a warm time, but I'm sure you see what I'm trying to show you, and you know, these are the lessons that you can learn. You don't have to have a big garden or, you know, many plants to learn these simple lessons. You know, these basic lessons are the ones that you need to know to set a foundation from which you can build on, right? Because sometimes we see some things happening in our garden, and it's caused from some simple things, right? And as I said before, what I always stress on this channel, you need to always be observant within your garden, right? And being observant, you'll pick up on these little things, and it's these little things that cause big problems in the garden. So again, I hope you learned something from this video. If you have any questions or any comments, please put them in the comments here. And remember to subscribe as always. And I'll see you again in another video.